Well, everyone's Hey, I was talking. It's my turn to... No, I'm just kidding, man. How you doing today, dude?
I'm
good. Dude, awesome. A little bit of a frantic start, but that, you know, maybe that just has something to do with the fact that we're playing this tournament with this frantic modes. You see what mode we're playing today?
Yeah, this is a pretty frantic one. We got bosses not in their normal places, and maps and compasses not in their normal places.
That's perfect. Oh, seeing as we got that cape on Uncle, I guess the items are not in their normal places either. What the heck's going on, man? Oh, but yeah, that is absolutely correct. We have AceZer0, Dazed Cloud. These are actually the two top runners of their groups. I would not say that their groups are set in stone yet. They are looking, you know, poised to take the 1 and 2 spot, but you know they want that first place, you know, so... This doesn't mean take your foot off the gas. They want to kill each other. I know personally from these two. They've actually told me.
Yeah, you know, we should probably introduce ourselves since we had a frantic introduction. I am AceZer0. My co-commentator is ACTTHEBOKER.
Wait, what? Since I'm the one that, you know, spoke something that, you know, may have been considered a crime, I was hoping we could switch our names around, but you know what? That's fine. I guess I'll own it. But yeah, I think we saw a lumberjack. I think that was just bombs over there. I saw something blue. I don't know if it was anything good. And then we got a very early glove as well, which Ace was showcasing escape for us also. But yeah, in this mode, it's pretty much a open setting, so no weapons necessarily to start. So at the very beginning, they kind of have to fend for themselves. Ace showcasing some good game knowledge here. Showcasing that, you know, if he wasn't horribly unlucky, there might be some bombs under these rocks. However, there were not this time.
I missed the glove. Where was that at?
It was, I don't know, maybe Sanctuary or Lakeside. It was very early. I kind of missed the very, very beginning of it, but yeah, it looks like Sanctuary. Okay. But yeah, basically going through the motions now. Looks like both of them probably heading over to Kakariko, as will probably be very required this seed, as we have this Moon Pearl hanging out here in the back of the well. Also, Can of Samaria too. That's a really good item to get. Oh yeah. Hey, that's a pretty nice bush crab prize. Don't necessarily need it, but you know, having that full magic sooner rather than later is always nice, especially with Can of Samaria too. Now they will not be as hard-pressed to say, like, when they go to Mini Moldorm Cave, you know, if they don't have enough bombs, they can use Samaria.
Yeah, it's a good backup to have.
Alright.
Really our only real weapon at this point.
Now, it looks like Dazed is actually a little bit ahead right now, but, you know, I think Ace was the one who went over to, I guess, Uncle and stuff. But what I was going to say is Ace is actually going to win this race because he actually got a bomb from that 50-50 and Dazed didn't. So Ace is already indefinitely more lucky than... or Ace is more lucky than Dazed.
Yeah, and we're not even 4 minutes in this game. We already have Darkbolt access. Mitts are in the well.
Wait, I missed that. We got Mitts already? Is Dazed just going to cheese it and go right on in? We're also okay, he's coming back in here to get 10 more rupees. I was so confused. I missed him going in the well, and I looked and he was going back.
Well, let's see if Dazed decides to just go right into the Darkbolt after going through CAC, or if he wants to do some other checks, maybe South Hyrule.
Yeah, oh man, he should have just cheesed it, especially now that he got that shield over from the bottle vendor. Like, I mean, we're on 3 hearts and green mail. Maybe the Dark World doesn't sound that enticing, but I mean, he got a shield, right? You think that would help?
Yeah, he can block some of those attacks.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is going to be a wild one then. I am very excited for this, because when you get early Dark World access, especially Mitts, man, you can just start seeing them going all over the place.
We've seen a couple compasses so far. Those are important actually in this mode because they will tell us what boss is in the dungeon, in each dungeon.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is actually one of the mechanics. I think even like one of the... I mean, I hate to say latest mechanics, but I mean, I would say it's relatively new compared to all the other stuff. But yeah, just so you know, you go into a dungeon and you get all the way, to the end of it, and then you find Trinex and you don't have an ice rod. Well, it's kind of rough. So yeah, they added the compass. You can pull up the map and see what boss you need. Assuming you have it, though. It doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna have it.
I think when bosses are shuffled, like Logic does expect you to have the compass for the boss, although the boss could drop the compass.
Correct. Yeah. I guess basically that means, what the compasses won't be in in GT or locked behind it at that point. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, unless it's for like a pendant dungeon that we don't need to clear.
Yeah.
And because the maps are shuffled, we don't know what our pendants and crystals are at this moment.
That is correct. We do need 7 crystals, to kill Ganon, and we have literally no idea what any of them are. And that's okay. Yeah, here we go. Days 6 minutes into the Dark World. Some people doing NMG are not even done with Escape yet, and this guy's heading over to Skull Woods. It's crazy.
Yeah, so because of the map and stuff, we actually have 4 items in Skull Woods instead of the usual 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just another one of the... They most certainly, hats off to the admin teams and, incorporating all these modes. You really have to be, like, on your toes whenever you're playing these, because each one kind of has its own little gotcha that you have to remember, so... Ow! That's a nice flute there. Yeah. Yeah, there's just a little bit of the early divergence there. That'll be a little bit nicer for Dazed, perhaps, because, we see Ace over here. He's cleaning up his light world checks. Not quite ready to go to the dark world, but Dazed did pull that flute. So, if he wants to do these checks, he gets to travel by air and not by foot.
Sure. Or AceZer0 could stumble across something important, south fire, all that Dazed might not get to right away.
That is true. We do have, our own personal jet, but what if we had, like, our own personal, like, rocket boots? I mean, you would think a jet would be faster, but, man, it's not nearly as cool. Neat little Samaria strats there. Hey, Dave's got a 4th heart.
Yeah, the game would...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the game would be very playable if we had rocket boots.
Well, yeah, unfortunately we're not playing Ambrosia, so we have no idea where those boots are. I don't know if you caught that, Ambrosia Seed. That was on the restream earlier today. The boots are in GT.
I heard about it.
Yeah, if you see something like that, I wonder if you're in these groups, if you're doing alright, do you just forfeit and just do something else for the rest of the day? I wouldn't blame them. Oh, speaking of which, we can talk about who's in this group with AceZer0 and dazedcloud. We have Dataplet. He is also in this group with them, and then Red Kitsune is the other one. I just said the word forfeit, so I kind of wanted to, make sure I shouted out Dataplet, that's all.
I might count, there's 2 items in the back of Skull Woods today.
Okay, yeah, I suppose with these settings, you're guaranteed to at least have 1 back there, because Mothula cannot have a small key. There could be 1 in the bridge, but man, I was not counting, so...
AceZer0 taking a death to the crab. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
I don't think he had too much business doing a death warp there, so I think it's gonna be unintentional, but... He can make up a story for it being intentional later, Maybe it's his good luck charm, taking 1 death to a crab per seed. Wow, there's a hammer there over in Sea House. Alright, Dark World, looking pretty nice. Days so far... Oh, go ahead.
Right, I missed Hylia Island.
I think it was just a heart container. It looked big and red. We already have a mushroom, we already have the cape, we already have Samaria. So I think it was a heart container or a bottle, but I did kind of barely catch it too. It could have been the Kool-Aid Man too, but that one seems the most unlikely.
Oh, Skull Woods is our green pendant today.
Okay. So perhaps maybe 3 items hanging out there in the back of Skullwoods instead of 2.
Hiding all the red rupees today.
Alright. Well, hammer in hand. Relatively convenient, I would say, for him to get it as he is going in here to Thieves Town. Like, the coolest thing about Boss Shuffle in Thieves Town is, typically you have to go all the way upstairs, you gotta, kidnap someone, and then, you know, force them into a spotlight, you know, like, I guess some of those interrogation tactics, and then they turn into a monster. Yeah, just like how they normally do, and then you fight a boss. We don't have to do that in Boss Shuffle. That boss will already be there, and we have no idea what it is, but, you know, since we have a hammer, like, we could actually potentially kill whatever it is if, you know, Dazed is willing to go up there with exactly a half heart.
Yeah, that also means that, you know, it takes, you know, you have to make that decision. I have 2 medallions in the front. You have to make that decision to whether or not you want to chase the items in the back of Skullwoods.
Oh, that's exactly the other really fun part about Randomizer in Thieves Town is, you know, leaving your ice rod in the big chest for the entire seat as well. But no, that's a huge decision, and I don't even see if there's even a pattern on which way the runners go. I see a lot of people just skip those chests for all eternity. I see some people never skip them, man. I have no idea what these two are gonna do. Well, Daze has doubled the amount of hearts he had before, and it's going to do him absolutely no good, as this will still be an Oko fight here, as we have Vanilla Blind. I guess, you know, pseudo vanilla. He will have no script to go off of.
With no sword, unfortunately, taking a death there.
If he would have been able to pull that off, I would have been significantly impressed. So, no shame in dying there. That's a pretty tough spot to be in.
Yeah, just Hammer and Samaria, they're just not great weapons for blind.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you were in his spot, you were just thinking, come on, Moth, come on, Moldorm, anything else? No, thank you. So, Ace?
We have 2 items in Eastern. Plus we have no bow, so we can't get to the boss.
Yeah. But not necessarily a bad play. I think, you know, doing a little early Eastern, especially in a little MC shuffle, is kind of a common play. Maybe not as common when you have Dark World access, but I mean, like what you said, every dungeon has 2 more items. You can typically see some value, and like, man, if you find something good here really early, it's kind of a steal as well. And the Compass to Turtle Rock, I would say that's probably not what he's looking for, but like, who knows? You know, we do have Samaria, and 2 medallions and a hammer. Like, we get a sword, we could be going in there.
Very much.
Assuming we could ever get across that mountain. Looks like Dazed was a little tired of being in the lower class here. He's trying to upgrade his income here, showing off his archery skills. Probably also wanted to pay for the dig game too, but, you know, I like to make up stories sometimes.
Yeah, we like to do that. Right now, AceZer0's gonna head into the light or dark world.
Okay.
Not inverted.
All right. Good for him to be heading up, so, you know, he is pro-check Skullwoods. That will be good for him as he'll be getting his flute. Dazed is digging up some flippers. All right, so I think that confirms that I didn't see the flippers on Lumberjack earlier. All right.
No, we're a sort of fire right away from being able to do a lot of Ice Palace already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have a lot of, you know, good items. You gotta be a little bit more cautious, I suppose, doing like dungeons like that, going all the way to the end of them, because you'd like to have at least a fire. You want not necessarily a fire rod. You want a hook shot. Fire Rod, Ice Rod, you know, these weapons just to make sure you don't, like, get hung on a boss that you can't kill.
I guess we're still missing the hook shot to beat Argus. We're still missing the Res to beat Trinex.
But I guess after that, I suppose you could do everything else, but it's just a rotten feeling, especially dungeons like Ice and stuff that are so, you know, linear to get, you know, from the start to the finish. Looks like Desert and Misery Mire are our big bomb crystals today.
Both are Southwest Hyrule dungeons.
And fun fact, we can't even step foot in either of them, so... Well, you know what, that might... Well, no, I take it back. We can't. I'm just kidding. Maybe if we had a sword, we could step foot, but yeah, we don't have a hook shot. Well, just our first bottle over there in Hype Cave, and I think we got a couple of maps too, so maybe a little bit more knowledge.
We also pulled out the lamp.
Oh, and the lamp, that is correct, yeah. That's pretty nice to get it this time. Man, is Dazed just gonna go cheese it over to Pod then?
Yeah, you got the hammer, you got... You don't have a bow, but you do have the hammer, and you did just pick up the lamp.
Looks like first and foremost we are going to check Pyramid, and I am ever so cautious as he is spending a lot of this seed on being able to die in one hit.
That's the Dark World for you.
Yeah. This would be a pretty painful spot to take a death in, but he's not going to do it because it's dazedcloud. And Blind's not over here, so you know what could kill him. I didn't see what this was, but Dazed likes it. Well, okay, it was a piece of heart, but I could understand now why he was interested. Just 300 bucks on the bumper ledge. AceZer0 is going to play us a little bit of music on his way over to the Village of Outcast. It'd be good for him. He'll get his hammer. I don't necessarily know if that cape sets him up to, you know, potentially have a better blind fight. Maybe, you know, he won't need it because he'll have a little bit more hearts when he goes into it, but...
Well, the problem is we don't have a sword, so if we have the cape on, there's no other way to damage unless we have a Samaria block out or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking too, but to your point, man, that'd be kind of cool to, like, you know, place a Samaria block, quick swap over to the cape, and, you know, cape and hold on to the wall. How could blind kill you? It's a lot of micromanagement, but, you know, I'd like to see it.
Just 50 rupees on Catfish, and that's all Dazed is going to do here. I expect he's going to go activate the flute, you know.
Okay. Yeah, very sensible from him, and he still hasn't done the Light World checks either, so...
Oh, I gotta check backup escape.
Yeah, and this will be where he gets his cape too.
That was Uncle that had it.
I was just kidding, you're right, it was Uncle. As soon as I said it.
You've not seen anyone go up the mountain.
No, that's correct. No mountain plays yet. I guess, you know, we could rescue the old man, check what's on Spectacle Rock. Maybe they're just holding out a little bit for a mirror or a hookshot or something like that.
Nothing we can do there right now. No access to Hera.
Maybe the boots and a bug net, you know, that could get us a little bit more access over to East F Mountain if either of them were so willing to do the incredible Death War Fairy Hover Revive. Oh, man. I figure if I keep saying these insane situations, like, one of them will come true. And honestly, if just one of them comes true, I'm going to be really happy. Okay. And that was just 20 bucks over there in Dark Cross. I was very curious to what that might be, because Ace didn't have the lamp, so he wasn't too interested in doing that.
Yeah, now Dazed is gonna head off the South Shore. Or no, we're gonna go activate the blue first and then head that way.
Always feels like this way is a little bit longer, but you know what? Actually, he probably hasn't checked race game or library, so I think this makes a little sense. I bet he probably scrapped these screen transitions and went over to the Dark World, so going this way makes a lot of sense, actually. Alright, AceZer0. 5 heart. Hammer blind? What do you got, man? Let's see it. And because we are using the hammer and Samaria blocks today, it's actually going to take 9 hits to kill blind. And because Ace is using the green mail, it's going to take 1 more hit to kill him. And blind is 2-0 on both the runners today.
Yeah, they'll come back to that once they have better equipment.
Yeah. I mean, you know, definitely no shame to either of them. That is a very tough fight to do this early. But, yeah, I mean, you gotta know, like, both of these runners know that they're both very good. They're both probably capable of doing that. I mean, you know, it's just a tough fight. But I always think to myself, is this mental damage? Is that one gonna be weighing on their mind, that death there? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, this early in this with low health and not great, and probably not expecting too much.
Okay, alright. I can get down with that, for sure, for sure. Alright. Okay. Good, AceZer0, I don't know. For some reason I thought he was going to pick up the Smith, and I was gonna highly recommend against that, because doing that tends to, you know, make it seem like you're gonna orphan dig game, and we don't want to do that today, because there are flippers in there. Maybe we don't need them today either, though. I never thought about that.
Yeah, although that would mean both Swamp and Ice would have to be our other 2 pendants, since we know where one of our pendants is.
Oh, right, yeah. Both, you know, flippers are logical implications for Ice and Swamp Palace, and, you know, then all the other flipper checks, but Swamp being the ones they are hard required for is you cannot get into Swamp without them. Well, you can, you just can't swim. But we're in that point of the seed where both the runners are backtracking on each other. Nice little mushroom from Dazed. He does have the flute, so maybe he just, you know, stays, I guess, fluid with his route here. Goes over to Ice Rod Cave. Maybe he's got other plans, like swimming. All right, let's see. Was this a heart container over here? Give us a good look. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So AceZer0 most certainly didn't check Hobo. He didn't really have the flippers or, I guess, any desire to go over here, so this will be new stuff. AceZer0 getting the 5-6 crystal information, so now he knows a little bit of what he needs to do this seed. And hey, there's a sword on the Hobo.
What about that Ice Palace?
Yeah, I mean, sure, we could totally do Ice Palace, and for all they know, they could probably just finish the whole thing out. Cane of Samaria definitely makes it a little bit more palatable, I think. I couldn't even begin to fathom, you know, how one would prioritize, you know, dungeons over the overworld in an MC shuffle, but also when you throw an Randomizer too, then it's kind of like, well, I kind of want to prioritize the overworld instead because, you know, I don't want to go to a dungeon and not have the items to kill the boss. It's kind of, you know, 2 ideals that are conflicting. Let's see. Dazed is going to turn in his mushroom. Let's see what kind of potion he gets too. Don't think he can quite afford a blue one if he wants to go check Zora, but maybe he'll just hedge his bets and assume he'll find $7 along the way.
Ace is buying a blue potion. Will this be Ice Palace or will this be going in the pod? Oh, it's flew into 8.
Yeah, we'll see. He might just assume that you can find him around. I mean, he did just get 1 rupee, literally, you know, hanging out, waiting for the bus to come, so...
Alright, we're gonna head to those words.
And then maybe he'll get literally no money here, and then go and, like, kill 30 enemies, and just say, gosh dang, why did I buy that blue potion? Ooh, there's a bow hanging out there, and some arrows to go with it. That's pretty nice. Alright, let's go murder some crabs. Alright, let's get murdered by some crabs.
Yeah, we don't want to get murdered by crabs. Or they don't.
Alright.
We're getting a fake powder plate from AceZer0.
Okay. Alright, this one could pay off pretty big. Might as well before you turn it in, I guess. There's no better time. He does get a map. Map to Misery Mire. I will say that that will not pay off at all. It was a map and a map to the dungeon we knew.
Yeah. So how does fake powder work? If you have no magic and you use the Cane of Samaria, sound will, I think, cause you to be able to use the mushroom like it's magic powder. It might not have been the best description.
You know, no, that is actually just right too. And like, you could even just say it's magic and then just go from there. And then when they ask, but how's the trick work? And you just say, you know, a good magician never gives up their secrets. We don't have to tell them everything, you know? We can keep a little mystere. Did we we did, didn't we? We switched audios. I'm like, I swear I've been listening to A Link to the Past music this whole entire time, and now I just got these sweet jams in my ear. Another...
A Zelda game that was released 15 years after this one.
Oh, okay. You know what this is?
It's Twilight Princess.
Oh, I have never played it, but man, it sounds great. Yeah, that was kind of one of a newer thing that, you know, we allowed. We've been using MSUs for a while, but we kind of just wanted to keep the, you know, tournament channels clean, but then we just decided, you know what, to heck with that. These MSUs are awesome, so now we showcase them, and it has been a very welcome change. So Old Man really didn't have anything for us, and that is just a heart container hanging out on Spectacle Rock. And obviously, you know, these are very good runners. Heart containers are not items that they, you know, are probably too willing to spend too much time to get. We're starting to see a lot of these heart containers be hanging, though, and if we're going to be hanging out on Greenmail in this low health all this time, I think maybe I'd want them. See, look, there's another one, man. All these heart containers are just out of reach.
Well, I tried to look up .msu file, and I found a bunch of things related to Windows Vista, so that's not exactly what we're talking about here with these MSU files.
Alright. I don't think we saw Days go over to Mire yet, did we? That is Quake for Mystery Mire.
Is Mr. Mire clearable, assuming no Argus or Trinex?
Assuming that, and then we still do need a way to get in. There's like this giant hole that's in the way, so we will need to either find, yeah, the bookshot or the hooks, but then we will, yeah, we could probably go do some stuff in there after that.
I always gotta forget about that, because we have one piece of the entrance puzzle, but not the other.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a strange one too. You think in most steeds, like the hookshot and the, you know, the boots tend to show up a little bit earlier, so... Oh, looks like Ace is going to show us something else we haven't seen, which is the front of Escape as well. And then Dazed, he has that bow, which Ace didn't have while he was over here in Eastern, so he can go to the back and inevitably stare at a Trinex and leave. Catch what I'm throwing down here? And now I just say that though, it doesn't necessarily have to be Trinex. We are using what I think it's called just what full
Yeah,
boss
full.
shuffle. Okay.
So yeah, 3 bosses with your choice, so we don't know what 3 bosses there are. Oh, hey, another sword. So we've already seen a blind. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be a blind back here.
Correct. So yeah, it could literally be any boss with the knowledge that we have so far. I don't know if he had a compass. I'm like so horrible to ever pay attention whenever they check those.
Well, we don't have a counter of the checks we've done, so
Yeah,
no.
that makes a lot of sense. We don't have a compass then. Yeah, whenever I see that map pull up, I always just assume they made a mistake and flubbed on their controller.
Oh, it's a cold stare, which we, if you want to use hammer and...
He'll probably want to use that more than the fighter sword just because it'll make the fight take like 3 times as long, but this is a pretty rough early fight here, but he's doing a really good job of keeping this under control, holding that sword out to, you know, extend the hammer box.
Oh, already took 1 hit.
Yeah.
4 hearts on blue mail to the puff and 2 hearts to the falling chunks of ice.
Yeah, he wisely uses that potion as basically any other source of damage would have killed him.
Well, now he can't get hit by a puff.
Yeah, 7 hearts would have been the better amount here. Oh man, that was so close to I don't know how he got away with that one. Alright.
Oh, now he can't take any more damage.
He's gotten some good hits in though. Alright,
Okay,
1
2
is
puffs
down, 2 is
down.
down.
Oh, right as the 3rd one died.
Well, that's gonna be a pretty painful one. He's gonna be thinking about that one probably for a little bit for the remainder of the run. I mean, that is a very tough fight. You know, only 6 hearts, no fire rod, just a hammer, and that's it. So definitely no shame there. But like I said, this is a tough tournament, man. Yeah, I think it was just dying there too. I couldn't quite tell if that was the death animation or not, because they both kind of kissed each other at the same time there, but... Oh man, that hurts.
Yeah, it sounded like Cold Stare was gonna... it made the dying sound. Okay. Now, arrows do not work on Cold Stare. It's either sword, hammer, or fire rod, basically.
Well, Ace will not be having the same Cold Stare fight as dazedcloud was, as he's going to be getting a Master Sword, which can help a lot, mostly because you you know, don't have to charge up a spin, you know, to hit them. The Master Sword will do damage to them. Hold on, that was a Crystal at Pod, that was a Crystal at Turtle Rock.
And Pendant Swamp.
Was that Pendant Swamp?
Yes, it was.
Oh. Well, that sucks. I mean, maybe it's good, but as long as you never have to go.
We just hope that's where Trinex is sitting today. Or the runners hope that's where Trinex is. We want him on Ice Arms.
Now, I was really curious if this is how Ace was going to do this. I think he probably would have been a little bit more interested in going over to Zora if he had maybe 500 bucks. Since he didn't, he's going to go head over to Ice, which is our last pendant.
We are, so Dazed is going to have to go back to kill Cold Stare in Eastern at some point.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, Pendant Skull Woods, Pendant Swamp, and Pendant Ice. You know what, even if Eastern was a pendant, Dazed was going to go back and kill that Cold Stare anyways, because he's a man of revenge. No one gets one over on Dazed and lives to tell the tale. Well, what I was mentioning about AceZer0 not having enough money to go over to Zora is... God, every time I try to talk about this, Dazed pulls up a map and I need to pay attention. I did not see what the boss was there.
Armos Knights.
Good eye. You have a great eye. I actually don't even know where that boss appears on that map screen.
Well, for pot, it'll depend on what floor the boss is. This dungeon, it's B1.
I did not know that at all. Yeah, so my incomplete thought that I'm having a tough time getting out. Dazed is missing the bow and the waterfall. I've been trying to say it forever. I gotta get it out. He will most certainly want that.
No, I think Dazed is the one that has it. It's AceZer0 that doesn't.
That is correct. You know what? I think that's not the first time I've gotten their names mixed up. They look so similar. You know, they got like, what? So many of the same letters? But yeah, it's Ace that's missing the bow, not Dazed. I do apologize. Yeah, I'll just say Day0 from now on. Cover both my ends here.
Or AceCloud. Both work.
Showcasing that compass off in pot, we have gotten 4 of the 14 items from Day0 here. Looks like they've all have just been small keys. Ace over here, rummaging his way through ice. Did take a death to that pin gator room. Don't think I didn't notice, but kind of got caught in a really weird spot. When you're doing NMG too, you get, you know, tempered so you can kill those. But you know what also kills them? Fire Rod, because that's hanging out over here in Ice Palace. But to one-up that Fire Rod, Dazed has found the boots, so I think Dazed wins. Day0, he has the boots. AceCloud, he just has the Fire Rod. Are you confused yet? Because I am?
Yeah. I think we're getting mental damage now.
No, I've been suffering tremendous mental damage just because of how zany this seat has been so far. Alright. And Daze could have had those boots very, very early. As well, he was in this area earlier, but you know, he elected to go to Pyramid Fairy and Catfish, which wasn't a bad play, and he didn't have a bottle, he didn't have a bow at that point either. Actually, he had a bottle, but he had nothing in it.
Yeah. Alright, so he gets this hammer yump.
I'd say that looks pretty good.
Alright, what else do we have sitting in Ice Palace?
Did Ace make his way over to Ice-T?
I don't think so.
No, maybe he did. Maybe he went from the bottom, and that is
That's
Argus.
an Argus.
You know what, honestly, that's probably not that bad of a situation either. Ice is a pendant, you know, it would be very horrible to have to go all the way back in there just to kill, you know, Argus for an item that we need, but like, kind of like best case scenario to, if you're gonna find a boss that you don't, or you can't kill, hopefully it's one you don't have to. Alright, now Fire Rod in hand. We will get to, I guess, go do another pendant dungeon via, you know, Skull Woods, get the green pendant. Looks like he is very interested in doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was definitely, he does know that is the green pendant. I do remember him checking that. But will he be incentivized to go to Pod? I mean, he needs to go to Waterfall Fairy, like, first and foremost. We'll see. I suppose it'll really depend what he finds back here in the back of Skull Woods. Finding something like Mirror or Hookshot could probably be kind of nasty for him, because You just got some items that open up some big closed off portions of, you know, the map, all that stuff up in Death Mountain. It can really allow you to waste a lot of time. And then, like, what with the items in hand, too, we could, you know, potentially also just, like, full clear Turtle Rock, too, assuming we ever find that mirror or a hookshot.
And once we have hair access, that will be completable because, you know, Argus and Trinex can't be there.
Yeah. Oh, man. Alright, so hear me out.
Dazed, gotta be careful with arrow usage. Alright, what were you gonna say? Oh, nice bug.
Well, okay, it's kind of funny. So, if dazedcloud went into ice and got his fire rod, gets his master sword, and then somehow the fairy, oh my gosh. That is another boss death from Ace. This has been a very rough seed for both of them. But okay, so the point I was trying to make, if Dazed can get his fire rod and get a fairy in that bottle, he could, what, almost technically be in go mode. Now that he has the book, and that's kind of crazy. If he wants to go that route, and I would love to see it because that would be incredible. Because if you want, you can skip that mirror, you can skip that hook shot.
Very much so.
Ace going in for take 2 on Moth.
Yeah, I actually got mixed up with the book earlier. I thought AceZer0 had picked it up because I think he died at the same time Dazed got it.
No, I mean, there's something up with these guys and their 2 names. Like, we're gonna have to... They're gonna have to come up with, like, you know, some different nicknames that are just, you know, words that are not the same. For some reason, they just look the same to me. I don't know what it is. They're not, but I just keep getting them mixed up. Well, book in hand. dazedcloud going into Desert Palace.
Yeah, and this is... We got a glove, we got fire source, we got boots, so as long as, again, as long as there's not another Argus or a Trinex in the back, we can clear this. It was a vanilla Mothula.
Much needed heart there too in the back of Skullwoods there. Your count earlier was definitely correct, so good job counting on that. Well, there's a mirror, so that takes all the fun out of the seed, but holy crap. I mean, like, he's almost literally in go mode. This is kind of crazy. Assuming we just don't run into the nasty bosses.
There is a Trinex out there somewhere. And that book is going to be required, but at least it is a crystal boss, so that'll be on the way.
Yeah. And yeah, definitely hard required. There was no way to get that mirror from Desert without having that book.
Green Pendant did not pay out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm losing my mind because I just got them mixed up again. Okay, that was Helmosaur. Alright. I saw it that time. Oh, and this is great for Ace. He's gonna get his bow. I mean, okay. This is a very interesting situation. I don't think that Dazed knows that Ice Palace is a pendant. But he might. But, like... it would be really, really good for him if he didn't know. Because then you get your fire rod, and then, you know, you don't get persuaded by, you know, that icky pendant dungeon. I'm not going in there. It sucks.
I don't need to worry about medallions now that we found Ethan.
Yeah, we got all 3 of those now, too. So whenever we finally do make our way up Death Mountain, they can pretty much essentially go all the way to the boss of TR, you know, assuming he gets his fire rod. Well, this will be another fun boss fight. Helmosaur, with just a fighter sword with a hammer, really not. I mean, we got the bow too, and we got the boots too, so we can do a little spin speed on hammer, which basically puts it in like a permanent state where the upwards hitbox is kind of extended too, and it makes so much of a difference. If you've never tried it, do some spin speed and then try hitting Helmosaur in the face. It'll change your world.
Because that hammer hitbox is pretty wonky. That spin speed certainly helps.
Oh, it looks like we had nothing on Zora too. That was the, check that Dazed had to orphan because the crabs weren't giving up no money and he was short 6 rupees.
I don't think AceZer0 knows that Swamp's a pendant yet.
Yeah, I'm not quite certain where they got those maps from.
Or did he see it?
Honestly, like I can't even tell the difference between the two of them. So, good Helmosaur fight there from Dazed. And I'm just trying to do a little theory crafting in my head of who's really in the better position right now. Dazed, I would say, as far as I guess. Check scope, I think he's probably done just a pinch more than Ace, because I think Ace has kind of, had a little bit of more problems with, the bosses in the overworld. But, like, if Dazed finds out that Ice is a pendant and he just doesn't want to go there, like, he could end up doing a lot of stuff, and AceZer0 is about to get, like, a neon sign pointing to, where the last potential remaining items are for him.
Yeah. Well, that fire rod could turn off the crystal, so there's a very good chance we're going to need that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, we also couldn't. And that's, like, even more crazy. and Skull Woods is a pendant, too? Like, I'm trying to, like, man, what? We need, like, what, a lamp, 2 swords, and a moon pearl to be in go mode this seed? Potentially? Obviously, that's not true, but if all the cards stack just right, man, you could maybe, get away with getting not getting a lot of these items.
I mean, as long as if these runners know how to hover. Well, okay. First of all, yeah, Ice was, I guess. Oh, Trinex is here. We are going to need that ice rod. And the fire rod.
Alright, well. I was wishing for a Trinex in Eastern earlier because I thought it would be funny, but now that we were like in this situation where we could have had all these items super early and just jet past the seed, I didn't want it to happen, so now I'm just kind of upset. He will have to go get that then. You know where I hope that ice rod is? I hope it's on blind. I would laugh. I would laugh and I would laugh. Hey. Nice little stair clip there. I forget they had a really cool name for that clip. I can't think of it. I always called it stair clip, but the community came up with a really cool name for it. I should remember it.
Or should I?
Somebody will tell me, though, I believe. Alright, well, both of them have boots now, so we are on equal footing. Pod clip. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you.
Alright, so for Goma, we definitely need the ice rod.
Yeah.
Haven't seen any repeat bosses, so there could be an Argus sitting in a crystal dungeon, and we need the hookshot for that.
Yeah, definitely ice rod, definitely hookshot. Outside of that, we don't need to know where anything else is.
Big key there, so Dazed is going to go to cutscene chest. This can have a small key since we had a big key there.
We will, perhaps see a little showcase of different styles to do this room whenever AceZer0 makes his way over. Dazed is kind of forced to do this the more traditional and, you know, puzzly way here by pushing all of those blocks. Ace will have a fire rod, he'll just be able to push a block, shoot a fire rod right through it, like magic, and light those torches. Saves a little time. Alright, AceZer0 heading over to kill the Armos Knights that was back here. So I guess it was an inverted seed after all. And you were right, that was a small key. Alright.
Well, regarding our bosses, we haven't seen Landlubbers, we haven't seen a Molder, and we haven't seen Bitches. Those are out there somewhere, but we can take care of them. It's just kind of
Yeah, just that Trinex and just that Argus, which, you know, we know that there's a Argus in Swamp, we know that there's a Trinex here in Mire. We know that Dazed is fed up doing this stair clip here in Mire. He's just gonna, you know, take the long way around. Alright. So, maybe after this, Dazed will go head up Death Mountain. That's kind of all that's available to him. AceZer0, he's still... Okay, well, there's a hook shot there in the big chest. Oh, great. Alright, well, now we have an Ice Rod hunt and every, you know, possible location for it to be available now with that hook shot. So, lovely.
Opens up Argus and Ice.
Yeah, all of Swamp is now open, so this is a fun one for them. Doing a little poke dashes here. Should do like tempered damage there to this Armos. He can even like bully him a little bit more and push him up against these spikes. But that'll be booked for AceZer0, which does lead to his eventual mirror. Yeah, and then oddly enough too, if he just didn't, like, he could not go to Desert and wait till he has mirror and get sidetracked with a hook shot and go do all of Death Mountain, you know, looking for said mirror as well. That would be really bad, but I could see it happening. We'll see how he handles it. Alright, good on him. He is going into Desert Palace, so he'll snag his mirror. And yeah, if he goes into heckin' Mire, he will also get his hook shot, and then also know that literally the only thing he needs to complete the seed is going to be the Ice Rod. Have we seen Ace do any maps while he's in the dungeon? I know Dazed has been pretty upkeep on it, but has Ace done them?
I haven't seen a whole lot of it.
He most certainly might have, and I didn't notice it, but... I'll just say I hope... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we just have bombs on ether tablets, so we don't worry about that.
Okay.
And we got Vitreous at the top of Hera.
Okay. It's a really fun place to fight Vitreous. You know, his eyes can kind of bend the laws of gravity and stuff and, like, float, you know, upwards on a different level. You can actually just kill all of the small eyes right on the staircase, you know, and use the terrain against them. But it does take a little bit longer, I would say. And then the other option, too, is you can just get down there and not care and just hammer the crap out of them. We are still on Greenmail. Their health is pretty low. Vitreous is still going to hit like a physical truck, so Alright, well, we got the map of Ganon's Tower now. We'll know if that's a pendant or a crystal.
Yeah. I don't know if we found the compass for GT. But if we have, then we can rest easy. We know that Aghanim's sitting up there.
Oh, okay, that's what it tells us in that?
I mean, it doesn't tell you any of the other bosses, just Aghanim.
Oh. What the heck, man? That's the one we need to know the most. Alright, what? We have a small key here on Vitreous, a big key in the vanilla big key chest, and maybe the silliest music I think I've ever heard for a boss fight in my entire life. Oh man. Well, remember all these nice things I said about MSU? I take them all back. I want to listen to the normal music in this game, and by normal music, I want to listen to the randomizer music in this game where they, like, forget to switch over to the boss track and it just plays the, you know, casual elevator lobby music for your whole entire boss fight. Because I think this is making me go a little insane. Alright. Yeah, this is a good spot to be standing here. Basically just like standing high enough where you can hit like the topmost eye. As long as you have like a good enough distance, you can usually just spam arrows and kind of hit all of them with, you know, out them, you know, having enough time to run into you. Doing a good job here to make sure he saves 8-2 to kill the boss. Alright, simultaneous boss kills here. So we have a small key there,
It's in the basement.
Third crystal, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be the big key, I believe, because we didn't get the big key. So you gotta go all the way there to get the big key and then come back up to get the big chest. Or...
we know that could be our ice rod.
Yeah. Or alternatively, you can just nope the heck out and say to heck with you, I got places to be.
Oh yeah, big key was in the lobby.
It was in the lobby?
Yeah. Yeah, Dazed checked the big chest.
Okay, you're right. You know what, now that I think about it? I was looking at that compass, and for some reason I was not able to, you know, count past 3. Get these dead rocks out of the way so we can lift up this rock. The other one said, "Why'd you freeze my friends?" He came up to help. Those dead rocks are a wild bunch, but they look out for each other. Alright, so we did need that ether. Okay. So this is Ace going back to kill the boss of Eastern Palace. Man, this seems like a pretty bold play from him, especially if he didn't know what the boss was.
Alright, so Dazed did a map check. Well, it didn't show ice on there. I don't know if he's able to deduce from his other knowledge that ice is a pendant.
Yeah, I have no clue. I think maybe if someone was able to look at a stream or something, if he's playing with a tracker, they could piece out that information, but I have no idea their individual perspectives. And I mean, I literally have no idea who's who half the time either, in this one for some reason also. I didn't see an ice rod over there in Hookshot Cave. Ace is going to need another sword too. That one that, you know, Ace is up on him was the first chest of escape. Here's a map to Thieves. I can spoil it for you, Dazed, if you don't want to open your map open. It's going to be a crystal today. He didn't trust me. He had to look for himself. This guy.
Okay, so right now it's a 50-50 between Eastern Palace and Ice for Dazed from his perspective.
Okay.
And still doesn't have good weaponry for Gold Stare.
That's really, I'd say that's really good for him then, if it's a 50-50 perspective from him, because, like, I feel like he would be more inclined to go to Ice Palace in that situation, because he went all the way to Eastern, and he died, so, like, it feels kind of weird going back there for one item, especially if you don't know it's a pendant, it's a 50-50. Like, dare I say that, dying to Cold Stare could have been the greatest thing that he did this whole entire seed. So yeah, Ace having much more of a, you know, physical advantage here on Cold Stare. He has Master Sword, he had Fire Rod shots, and he will still die if he runs into one of them again.
He's found another sword in Paradox Cave, as well as another bottle.
Okay. Well, that's really good for him, then. Whoop. Just 20 bucks there, and then, yeah, that'll be another crystal for Ace. And yeah, Ace will most likely be on Tempered Sword. Not knowing where that Force Sword is, kind of hard to really predict how dazedcloud is going to handle it. You know, he skipped Escape all up to this point. I don't necessarily know if that means he's, you know, going to be coming back to it pretty soon or whatnot, but... I mean, a cool, like, route from his perspective. You know, he could go do Pyramid Fairy, then go into Escape, but... you know, he kind of needs an ice. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, there's nothing on Pyramid Fairy for him. He's missing 2 rods, and 2 rods are blocking that 5/6 crystal. So I don't think he's probably going to be too interested in that.
Well, we can't get to Pyramid Fairy because there's Trinex block in our way there.
Yeah, exactly. It's completely irrelevant to Daze. He's already clicked it off his tracker. He doesn't want anything to do with it.
Alright, we're gonna make that dip into Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod.
Be really cool. We should have had a prediction. If Daze could make it all the way to the boss without the Fire Rod. And if he gets the big key in his first chest, I just click no real quick and say, give me my points. Or a bomb. Alright, I win the prediction. So very much locked by the Fire Rod. Can't do anything except for check that first chest, which again might be a blessing in disguise here for Dazed. Where are we heading next? Yeah, Ice Palace.
Alright, gonna get that Fire Rod. Now he can kill Argus.
And he most certainly will kill Argus because, like, he doesn't know if he needs to do this or not. Where did Ace get that map? He must have got that map from Escape.
I think that's where it was, now that I'm thinking of it.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have that map. I don't see a P in the top left here.
Yeah, Dave's running out of time to finish this at 1 hour 21 minutes. He's gotta go find. He's gotta find that ice rod. Go up GT.
If anybody can do it, dazedcloud can, because he did it twice, so... I feel like he didn't have a compass.
He doesn't have the compass.
Okay. Thank you for affirming that. Like, half the time I can... They do it so fast I can't even see it.
You know, I really hope that dazedcloud finishes the seed in 1 hour 21 is the Triforce text for this seed.
It's going to be a little bit of a tall order, I think, what we have available, but...
I don't know how many off of my head there are.
I would say that it's not going to be plausible, but... Maybe somehow, some way, he, you know, he does this, he gets his Fire Rod, then he goes and kills, Blind, gets his Ice Rod, and then's like, oh, okay, never mind, I'll just win. Little Hope Room, big key action. Outside of that, I don't see it happening. Very sad. Alright, hookshot acquired for Ace. he can go back and get that pendant Argus kill if he so desires.
I don't think Dazed wanted to see the Eastern Palace map right there.
Okay. However, Ace is going a very interesting direction right now. He's gonna go say hello to Trinex, and then after that, he's gonna say goodbye to Trinex because we do not have the Ice Rod. I could not tell you if he has the compass or not. I don't remember where it was. It was something I was a little concerned about when I was asking whether or not he, you know, maps while he's in dungeons or not, because, like, you know, this is a lot of time you give up. Even giving up more time by not doing spooky? Alright. Well, whenever we get to Trinex, if, like, everybody, you know, who's watching this race, you know, everyone who's having a great time watching this really amazing race that they're showing us, if everyone could just say hi Trinex and then bye Trinex, just so they feel welcome. There we go. Hi Trinex. Okay, bye Trinex. Right, there we go. Alright. Okay, we are not going directly to Death Mountain on AceZero's side. And then, yeah, we see dazedcloud here with the hook shot, so he's able to kill this Argus. And, like, man, if he finds an Ice Rod here, that is... I mean, I'd say that's just a game over right there. Ace just did a map. I think he knows where all of the crystals are at this point. Argus does a really good job here, fitting in with his surroundings here. Alright, well, it was just a small key, so we actually may have known that there was no item on that box if we were counting correctly.
I very much was not.
No, I most certainly was not either.
Alright, AceZero's got a choice after... Okay, do you go do the back of Thieves Town hoping the Ice Rod's there?
No, we just get the Ice Rod on blind and we go win the game. That's the good stuff.
I've heard that in this mode, the back of Thieves Town is basically the equivalent, basically similar to Left Side Swamp, in that it's just annoying and out of the way to check. And there are 3 items, or well, 2 items back there.
Alright, I'm scratching my head a little bit here. Why we're, I guess, in the Dark World? And I think Dazed was scratching his head a little bit too. Man, he really had me so confused. I was like, he did Pyramid Catfish, he did all a pod? What did I forget? But that's alright.
Have we seen any of Smith Chain?
We have not. And that, very, very curious as, you know, Ace and what he's doing over here. He hasn't done the Bonk Rocks either, so yeah, he can combo this with Graveyard,
yeah. Graveyard Legend, King's Tomb.
Alright. Man, what if that Ice Rod's just hanging out in its, you know, most probable location according to the, you know, 40,000 seeds that were generated, which is Mimic Cave. I would say that would be very, very good for Ace. And now, what is Dazed going to do after he finishes up Cold Stare here? He'll obviously want to clean up Thieves Town. We have all the swamp on the table? Like, man, there is no way to predict anything in this race right now. They each could go whichever direction, and, like, one of them is going to be right. Eventually.
Yeah, swamp's like a good play.
There are most certainly a lot of items in Swamp. I don't want to agree with you and say it's a good play, like not because, you know, I don't believe it's a good play, but just because I don't want Swamp to ever hear me on record giving it any compliments because it doesn't deserve them.
Mostly Pendant Swamp.
Yes. There have been many a tears this entire tournament, you know, lost over Pendant Swamp, lost over Left Side Swamp. I mean, just the race that was on before this between Magnet Hands and Maniacal was decided by Left Side Swamp. A much better Cold Stare fight here from Dazed the second time around here. And yeah, see, I told you, he was going to come back there and get him, man. He always gets his revenge.
Alright, so Dazed now has 4 crystals.
Matching the 4 crystals that, you know, Ace has. Ace also has a pendant. Dazed also has a pendant. Ace is about to get a pretty good offensive leg up here, though, with this Tempered Sword I think he's about to pick up. Oh my gosh, look where Dazed is going. He's going right back into Turtle Rock. Dude, I love it.
Yeah, and we're unlikely to see another Trinex there.
He doesn't know this either, but like this is potentially like really good defense for him too, because I could see Ace going into Turtle Rock and doing, you know, the majority of it too. I mean, there's no reason not to go in there. Like, unless you see a Trinex, then you can't do it. Else, the Ice Rock could just be here. It could just be in the, you know, in Swamp Palace. Could be in Hera Basement. Could be on the Smith sequence. Could be in the back of Thieves Town. Spike Cave. Anything else? What else have we not seen? What about Bombo's tablet or K45? Did we ever get back over there?
I don't think we have. Horse Ped's also available.
No.
As long as Trinex isn't in Swamp.
Nope. No Ped. It's not gonna be on Ped today. I'm very sorry, everybody.
Any words that rhyme with pedestal? Metastal?
I mean, if you want a very honest word that rhymes with it, that is, you know, in my opinion, going to be what relates to the seat, Dedistal? Because it's not going to be there. I don't even want to talk about it. It doesn't exist in my mind. I've had enough of the that location that, you know, doesn't exist. Alright, so small key and big key over there. Kind of had to be there because we got those 3 bombs in the first chest.
It's just hard. Is there one of the runners that never uses Quick Swap, or is that another one I'm thinking of?
I am uncertain. But I mean, Quick Swap.
Oh, okay, he's using it
right now.
here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm thinking someone else.
Oh.
Gotta be careful with these chomps. Oh. Okay, we're fine.
That being said, though, there is nothing wrong with using Quick Swap. It was a wonderful addition added to this game. In fact, we could even say that if you don't use Quick Swap, you know, you're doing it wrong. Quick Swap is faster, and it's more fun. If you were ever, like, also, like, you know, walking through Hyrule and you like these sick beats that were going on in your music, you can even Quick Swap to the tune, so it's like you're playing A Link to the Past and Dance Dance Revolution all in one game. Like, there's literally, you know, a million reasons to use Quick Swap, and literally none not to use it, so.
Alright, so dazedcloud did a map check. Armos Knight's in the back here, so this is clearable.
Okay.
That's our first duplicate boss.
I would like to say that's a good thing, you know, because that means we won't be, you know, seeing X boss somewhere else. But like, I guess that's pretty irrelevant because we're gonna need that ice rod regardless to beat the seed. And then at that point, like, who cares what boss we find?
And we know it's not going to be in Ganon's tower.
Yeah. Alright, sick little chest turn there by AceZer0. Sick little shoot the pokies with the flame rod on Dazed side. Well, maybe we could get to that, you know. What could be relevant in this seed now, if we don't find a another sword that is on the way, if we don't find silvers that is on the way, Dazed will be looking at having a significantly longer Ganon fight than AceZer0. And I would say that that time difference would be very significant if they kind of kept on the same path, you know, as the seed unfolds here.
Sure.
Oh, man. Dazed is doing the absolute wrong... No, I'm just kidding. Somebody really confused me here. I read chat and I shouldn't have. I thought somebody did the Turtle Rock Big Chest first.
Clear else was mentioning that Dazed is doing Mimic Cave before the big chest.
Yeah.
Just,
But I read bottom to top, which kind of doesn't make sense. But, you know, there's a lot of things I've been doing today that don't.
Careful on the roller.
No, it's okay. He got a heart there. He's fine.
Found any armor upgrades?
No, we have not. And we have maybe a handful of deaths to boot on this seed to really showcase what it's like, you know, to do all this stuff with low health and weird bosses and going to the Dark World in 6 minutes. No Ice Rod in sight yet, but we do have these 4 juicy chests on Laser Bridge, which give us 3 opportunities to find it.
Oh, we start off with the key. That had to be somewhere here.
It's 3 bombs. It's blue. It's not ice. It's a blue rupee. It's also blue, but not an Ice Rod, unfortunately. And we cannot use that to, perhaps, you know, pawn one, or buy one at a pawn shop or anything. Alright, they were all blue, but none were an Ice Rod, so...
One last chance, and AceZer0 is gonna take that safety door. Person does. Oh. Oh, might be a good idea to do it now.
Alright, so... that laser would have outright just murdered him. And I actually don't know how he didn't die there, but it's fine. We're alive, and we don't really just need to think anything of it.
I'm gonna get a fairy off the end of fairy to be safe.
Yeah, so
right,
like
Ice Rod, not on Turtle Rock.
That's crap. Yeah, if Ace didn't know what the boss was to Turtle Rock, it kind of makes sense for him to take that safety door because, you know, it could be vanilla, and then that would just be really gross for him. I just really don't know if he knew or not. Him, like, doubling back made it seem like, hey, I don't have the Ice Rod, I have to leave. Wait, I'm playing boss shuffle, I don't have to leave. And then as he was sitting there, you know, contemplating what choice he could make, the laser laughed at him for standing still and almost killed him.
Wherever Dazed is gonna head now, I guess maybe start Smith Chain.
Smith Chain, he might do Skull Woods too, it's 3 items. He also can go ahead and just finish blind here as well. Maybe, you know, the Ice Rod just drops from that also. You know, from his perspective, it won't. Spoiler.
I mean, in an Ice Rod hunt, you're always getting closer to the Ice Rod every check you do.
No, you are absolutely correct.
Well, I guess you're getting colder.
It can't necessarily say if he's getting colder or warmer in this situation, guy, because it could be here in Thieves Town as well, right? Yeah.
because the longer you go on without that ice rod, the more annoying you get.
Alright, here we go. Another opportunity for Dazed to enact his sweet revenge and kill the boss that which has killed him once this seed. Yeah, blind's a little bit more fun when you play it like it's the archery game. I like that. Alright, well. Dazed has gotten all the crystals he can get. He has 6, he needs 1 more. That last one is blocked behind the ice rod. It's an ice rod that we have no idea where it's at. And I very vividly went over every single location where that ice rod could be at, and I did not skip any of them.
Hey, looks like we're gonna get the back of Thieves Town.
It should just be outright 3 items that are back here. Wait, that... No. Do we get the small key yet?
There's 2. No, we do not have the
Okay,
small
no,
key.
I'm just kidding, yeah. We had it, but then he spent it, but yeah, that was the pot key, so... But, you know, there's 2 chests back here, but we only need 1 item. Those seem like good odds to me.
Okay, or no, AceZer0's gonna Terrapod.
Yeah. Nice God Pixel there from Dazed. Well, that is just a heart piece there, so...
And
Not
Dazed
what we were thinking.
autopiloting and blowing up the floor.
He's just, you know, he's letting Blind know, if you ever kill me, I'm gonna come back to your house and, you know, tear it up. That was a revenge bomb. He didn't forget. Alright. How's Ace gonna handle this Vitreous? Having Tempered Sword is really nice, and also having a cape too is super nice as well. Yeah, he can
Gotta
just
be
kind of...
careful. Yeah, gotta be careful with the dash strats, though. You don't want to dash yourself off the edge.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Typically, when you fight this boss, there are not holes in the floor, and if you can't see yourself, yeah, it could be a little bit easier to run off the ledge there.
Yeah, so Thieves Town was not the answer.
Alright. Well, maybe this frog is the answer.
Yeah, this has been available since we got Darkhold access. Not even 4 minutes into the seed.
Yeah. I would imagine this would be a pretty concerning spot for it to be in their situation too. Especially if you had that flute as well, because like you could have grabbed the smith and known that you were coming back to Kakariko as well, so you could kind of assume that like my opponent maybe could have done this very early and gotten this heart piece. Alright. Well, we are leaving no stone unturned on either end, seeing things that, you know, where this ice rod could potentially be. Could be here in the Hera basement. It could not be here on Magic Bat, because we did get a fake powder earlier from Ace. But purple chest, I don't believe we checked that either. I would hope not. If there was a seed where we did no idea what was on the smith, but checked the purple chest, I would, you know, be very concerned for our runners. And then, like, I think as we're turning in this purple chest, too, we might go down to K45. I don't think we've seen it, that one either. But that is 20 bucks there in Hera Basement, so there's no ice shroud there. I'm on the edge of my seat. Where's it gonna be? Could it be in Spike Cave?
Oh, so yeah, we haven't seen Spike Cave.
There's too many checks. Too many checks all at once here. That looks like a piece of heart. What about here? That looks like a compass to Thieves Town. I imagine after this, dazedcloud is going to be funneled directly into that swamp palace. Will AceZer0 follow suit and, like, be basically directly behind them? Oh, that's a sword as well for Dazed. Alright, so it's not going to be decided by weaponry. Oh my Jesus, though. Like, this is going to be so dang close if it's here in Swamp, because they're going to be right there.
It is Mambo's tablet going to be the answer?
I mean, if it's Mambo's tablet, like, rip Ace.
It is.
We can just go ahead and say rip Ace then. Oh my gosh, he was so close to it! Oh, if you would have checked Mambo's tablet before going in the swamp! Oh no! Well... AceZer0 appears that he's going to give dazedcloud a little bit of a gentleman's full clear of Swamp Palace, well, at least a clear of Swamp Palace head start here. Going into go mode. Man. Yeah, and that Bombo's tablet was just kind of really in a dirty spot too, just because of where the mirror was. You know, it's kind of nice to like maybe like go check Bombo's tablet, then pop down and then, you know, go over to Desert or something like that, but we didn't have a mirror, so we couldn't really do that, so... Alright. But this is definitely going to be a an uphill battle here for AceZer0. He's gonna wade through the swamp here. Waste his time, not get an ice rod. He could get silvers out of Swamp Palace, but
at this point, it really doesn't.
They will help, but it's most certainly it's not gonna cut into the lead. Now, I will say that Trinex isn't exactly the freest fight, given that he kind of blocks off half the arena with toxic goo. But I do imagine that Dazed is fully, you know, prepared for these situations. Nice spooky there as well. Spooky, spooky.
Yeah, Trinex doesn't spill ice on the floor here, although, you know, we do have that goo there that's still there.
Do you happen to know why the Trinex does not spill the ice on the floor?
I guess it's just not compatible with certain floors. It's probably only with different people.
It's very close to actually being true. In the earlier versions of the Randomizer, Trinex used to do it. And unfortunately, rather than it being like ice that you would slide on, it would actually just be a full barrier that you couldn't walk past. And if you literally let him keep spilling that over and over, you would soft lock yourself out of the fight. In fact, you could easily soft lock yourself out of the fight on his first spew. It was actually a wonderful time to be alive. Whenever you were doing like Randomizer, if you wanted to kill Trinex, you went and killed the other side first because you didn't want to get soft locked.
Yeah. I'm seeing a bunch of numbers in chat. Want to explain what that is?
No.
Fine. All right. So, so we do this thing where we like to guess where the GT big key is going to be. Numbers from 1 to 22. You want to guess where it's going to be? Go and put your number in chat. Unfortunately, the bot has long left us, but you can still guess your numbers and get some internet pride if you get it right.
We can do like 300 predictions now? When did this happen? Oh my gosh, Twitch has gone crazy. I got a bet in. And I'll just let you know the bet, the amount that I bet. If I'm wrong, I might be asking you to loan me like $5 at the end of the race. I don't know if you're okay with that or not.
I am not.
Well, I can understand that. I do deserve it. You shouldn't support my gambling habits. Alright, yeah, Ace is on his way. Yeah, you can go ahead and get those predictions in, because it looks like, you know, the Twitch stuff has been updated, where you can put in, like, 10 guesses now. That's crazy. Pretty cool. Yeah, I guess that makes the payouts, like, a lot more sweet if you win. Oh, man. Now, how is this going to shake up this group? Assuming that, you know, Dazed keeps up with what he's doing. You know, he does finish up this GT. I just think that really they were playing for, you know, first place, but I don't think that it's even decided amongst them, like, who is going to be, you know, the first place in the group. I don't even think that. I think second place is still kind of within reach, but maybe a little bit of a, you know, stretch. And then whenever we go to the bracket stage, we trim this down to, you know, brackets. They do seed you according to your placements in group as well, so. Even though by the time, you know, you get to the bracket stage, everyone's going to be really good, and you might be thinking, like, you know, what's the seeding really matter? I mean, I'd say that's a fair argument, because even in groups, you're seeing groups that are already stacked, so I can't even imagine what the bracket stage is going to look like. Hey, we finally got our first mail upgrade here.
Right as chat was mentioning that. So we saw land molas in swamps. There's a Moldorm somewhere in GT.
Okay. Your math checks out on that one. Maybe there's two. That could happen. Alright. Ace did get his go mode in Bombo's tablet after finishing Swamp Palace, but seeming to be a little too late, as dazedcloud is just rolling through this Ganon's tower. And then I'm looking at his chest counter. And I know you said no, but I just wanted to ask you one more time. Can I borrow $5? That's alright.
Anyways, we can actually count correctly because he got the smoking off the torch.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so my prediction was 13 through 15.
I mean, if you win and don't give me $5, that's just awful. How could you live with yourself?
There are 12 checks, and we get to see the big key.
Using a little boomerang strats. Love to see it. Quick swapping over to that hook shot. Just making use of all of his items today here as he rummages through this Ganon's tower. No big key there. Four more checks over here. You gotta hope that they're not here and not on, you know, Bob's room, because we love to see what boss we get to fight on ice. I mean, that's like everyone's favorite, but it's gonna be chest number 15.
Oh, both male and silvers in here.
Alright, well, probably thanking himself there for opening up those extra chests. It's gonna make the GT climb that much better. And then, yeah, if you guessed 15, you get to win this loaded Twitch prediction. And then also, can I borrow $5?
And AceZer0's only has a bunch of crystal now.
Can we do the guessing game again on his side? Can I win my money bag? Alright, we are flying through this Ganon's tower. dazedcloud notably does only have 4 silver arrows, but I'm sure he's paying nothing but utmost attention to that, and he will, you know, not use them on these bosses, on these Aztecs like he's doing right now, and then even if he does, he'll remember to pick them up. And if there's a landmo, you know, on its vanilla location, he won't use them all there. Yeah, you want to get these arrows, actually. You might be thinking I only need 4 for Ganon, you know, to kill him. You could be fighting a Vitreous up here, then you could be fighting another Landmo, so there could be a lot of, you know, potential outlets where you would be a little bit, you know, more happy if you had extra arrows. But then you might not need them at all, so...
We know there won't be Armos Knights up here because we've seen them twice already.
Yes. And that's nice, too.
Not gonna be a Trinex, though. That is Landmos. They're very likely a vanilla Moldorm.
Aren't we guaranteed a vanilla Moldorm?
Or it could be one in the basement.
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess that's true. It could be just one in the basement and then a duplicate up here. Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, there's definitely no way there's one upstairs. Everybody bet against it? My kid's gotta eat? Just cruising through. It's amazing how, like, I don't know, like, this seed was so ugly for them at the beginning. They had to do all this, like, low percent nasty stuff with just equipment that you really didn't want. And then within the blink of an eye, we got silvers, red mail, and a tempered sword to do Ganon's tower
after the
climb.
ice drop hunt.
Yeah. That's pretty nice. And I'm sure you know, if there is no Moldorm here upstairs, you're gonna see a grown man cry in the commentary booth. It's gonna destroy me. I'm gonna be devastated. I hear channel points, and yes, it's the best version, the one with a full circumference of 8 eyes. Save. Alright. Can we get a prediction for what boss is going to be here on Aga 2? I picked Aga 2. I win.
And we can also get a prediction for what's in Ganon.
Oh, that's going to be crazy.
Nice triple.
Yeah, that was very well done by him. I think he's done this once or twice before. Just missing that one, but I mean, the 3, 2, 1. Just slightly below perfect, but still a excellent Aga 2. Then rolling into the Ganon fight with like the most intense music right now that is like making my heart race. And then I swear, if we drop in and we're fighting Ganon and it plays that music that we had for the boss fight of Hera, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna let you know. You'll be by yourself. This is good. I can handle this. Alright, let's get the spin off. Looking like potentially a pretty clean 1-1 here. There we go.
Like that, we're on phase 3.
Just a couple more slashes, 4 more arrows. That will do this pig in.
If Ganon's gonna cooperate.
That's alright. He's just giving me time to double check the group stats here. Yeah, looks like as it was sitting, AceZer0 was at 3 wins, 0 losses. dazedcloud was at 3 wins and 1 loss. Then all he has to do is make it across this bridge. He'll be at that coveted 4 wins. A really, really good spot to be in groups. I feel like you can't ever not at least be in a minimum of a tiebreaker if you have 4 wins. But the last time I talked about, group stats, I was completely wrong. And will Dazed get his fabled message? No, he got worst seed ever.
Yeah, it's definitely worst seed ever because dazedcloud finished this 19 minutes slower than he wanted.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, maybe the physical done, or maybe, like, his just mental done. Maybe that's what he was referring to as well. Like, he was actually just, like, himself personally. I was done with the seed around 121. We can ask him, by the way. What's up, GG's?
GG's, what?
How you feeling, man?
I gotta admit, I, did... Like, when I got the cold stare there, and I'm just in Eastern Palace, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
This is gonna be a fight. I'm like, I can do this, though. I can do this, right? And then I get in, and then at some point, I guess I brushed against one of the puffs, and then it went to all of the time. I just was like, okay, what am I gonna do here now?
I understand, man. It was, I mean... Yeah, dude.
And then I get down to that last puff, and I'm up against the wall, and I'm seeing the ice drop from the ceiling. I'm like, please break diagonally, please break diagonally. It breaks right on top of me, and I'm just like, that's the first time I legitimately yelled.
Did you have your audio on, by the way, while you were streaming?
No, I didn't have my mic up. No. Man, but I'm glad nobody was in the house. I'm pretty sure everybody in my apartment complex knows exactly how I felt at that point.
No, we heard you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You are halfway across the world, I think, but no, yeah, you woke up my dog, man.
Oh, dude, sorry about that. Give him a treat or something, eh?
It's okay. No, the early game was real nasty, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what did we have, at the time? I think I didn't get over 6 hearts until probably close to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, I wasn't that worried about it. I spent a long time running around with 1 heart.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
But it was all right. I mean, it was kind of like, all right, I play cross keys all the time. Running around in the dark world on basically 1-hit KO is just kind of like what you do a lot of the time there. So it's kind of like I wasn't concerned, but at the same time, I was just like, I wouldn't mind a little bit of help if the game wouldn't mind. I mean, this is.
To be fair, they showed you where all the hearts were. You just could never get them.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like, hey, there's one there. Do you want that? Nah. I was like, oh, there'll be hearts later. There were not hearts later.
Yeah, and then all your safeties were in GT today.
Oh man, when I got that big key, I was just like, all right. I look at my arrow count. I'm like, I got 9 arrows. All right, and I'm going, all right. Just open these next 2 chests. I mean, maybe there's something. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do. Sure. And then yeah. So no, I'm feeling good now. I was scared to death the entire time I was running though.
Yeah, I could only imagine. And you just don't know whether or not your opponent was having relative the same issues or not. And I mean, it definitely, both of you are most certainly capable of just knocking all those boss fights out at the same time. But I mean, they were also really hard too. So
I like the Vidi fight on top of Hera. That
yeah,
was fun.
It's the best.
That was fun. With the music too. With the music there, I just kind of walked up and I'm like fighting all of the little eyeballs, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? This kind of feels like I'm playing the other game a little bit.
I had a little bit of a difference of opinion for the choice of music for that boss fight, but I could see that going both ways. It kind of made me feel like I was going a little insane in my head, but a little circus music going on.
Oh man, I don't know, it made me giggle. So,
It did for me too.
Yeah, I was just sitting there like the entire time I'm fighting Viddy up there. I'm counting my bombs. I'm counting my arrows. I'm just kind of like, all right, I need exactly 8 arrows. I've just whittled down the rest just enough, and then yeah, kind of go from there.
No, you did a good job with it. With the stuff you had, I thought so.
Yeah, I'm happy. I finally hit 4 wins. So that probably means I'm safe.
I think so. I made a bunch of bold claims on the group stages that were like completely wrong, so I'm kind of scared to make another claim like that again. So as I say that, I'm gonna do it. But I think if you get 4 wins, like you're good.
Yeah, and it's kind of the way that we got 4 wins too. I mean, like I mean, there's still a chance that like say the other guy in our group there, Red Kitsune, if they win out, they'd be 4-2 as well. It'd be a 3-way tie at 4-2.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think I still win that tiebreaker. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I do. I mean, the one benefit of winning being first quartile. I don't know though, Ak.
Well,
I've got no idea.
I think you have to 2-0 someone. Maybe.
Okay.
If you guys split, which I think you might have to even to get that, then I think it would be a tiebreaker race. But then also, like I said, I've been very wrong before.
Yeah,
it's very bad because I actually read the rules too, and then like I might still be saying this, but I don't know. I feel like if you went all 4-2 and you all split with each other, then it would be a tiebreaker race.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Oh, you don't? Oh, that's the best case scenario.
I mean, I figure people might want to watch that, but I don't want any part of that.
No, come on, man. It's just it's an efficient tournament race. You could just, beat 2 people in one race. What could be better than that? Also, I think we got joined by Ace. Hello. GG's, man.
Hello. GG Day Slime.
Hey, GG Ace.
That was pretty rough.
Yeah,
definitely not my best performance.
I mean, there was just enough in that seed to just make it not a whole lot of fun at times.
Yeah, it's just I think there's 2 things. One, I just didn't play well, and I managed to not get like tilted by it at all, which is good. But it didn't stop happening. Sometimes, like when you recognize that, you can like make sure to refocus yourself, and get out of a slump. But I didn't have that. I mean, I ran out of arrows on our most nights, and I died to Mothula in a fight that I was pretty confident with, even considering the low hearts, and then just everything else, like I don't know, just kind of piled up on me. And even like my Aga and Ganon, obviously the race was over at that point, but like I was still legitimately trying, and I think it was 8-round Aga 2, and I missed the 1-1 on Ganon and almost ran out of magic with half magic and silvers. Like what? How?
It happens, man.
But yeah.
I mean, I don't know when you went and pulled the restream back on, but I mean, had you gone to like, I'm not necessarily saying a what if situation, but like when you went down, if you would have peaked Bombos before going into Swamp, I think you guys would have been getting into GT within like seconds of each other.
Yeah,
with the same equipment, it would have been nuts.
Yeah, I really. That's like probably I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things I could have done better. Little routing things I did that were maybe not the best, or I put things off too long. But that's like the big one I was thinking about. Like the whole way through Swamp Palace, I was like, I'm gonna leave here if I don't find what I need, and I'm gonna go. I want to do like the mirror checks, like Graveyard Ledge, and then grab Smith, and then like Flute to turn the purple chest. Like I should have just done Bombos first because that's out of the way anyway. Like it's not, or not Graveyard Ledge. K45 is what I meant, but I can't do that. Like it's still it's not on path, so I should have just done that before Swamp. Because if it's in Swamp, then oh well, I wasted a little bit of time, before digging through this dungeon. But if it's there, it's like I even thought about skipping Bombos. Like, well, since I didn't do it before Swamp, maybe I should just skip it. I was like, it's fast enough. Felt glad I didn't skip it.
I mean, it was okay. Like, I don't think it was necessarily a bad play either way, but it was more of just after I guess all that both of you had been through, so to speak, to like, I guess imagine being like exactly on like that screen at the same time would have been like unfathomable, I
That
guess.
would've been
Yeah. Because it was definitely a real treat to watch for sure. I mean, I was.
Yeah, I think I did decide though in this race that I don't like this mode, and this is coming from me who has been defending the boss shuffle because I love boss shuffle, and I don't like any other Randomizer settings. So I'm excited to have boss shuffle without all the other Randomizer garbage. But I feel like the map compass shuffle makes it like they kind of go against each other. There's a conflict there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's like
there
boss
is.
shuffle makes you not want to go in the dungeons because you don't know if you can beat it, and the map compass shuffle puts item density back in the dungeon to make you want to go there. It's like, what do I actually do? Is this dungeon worth anything to me, or is this a waste of time?
No, that's a great point, man. I was thinking that too.
Yeah, 'cause I love map compass shuffle too for the same reason I like Ambrosia. It puts value in the dungeon, and dungeons are the most fun part of the game to play. So why not go there to get all your checks in?
There was something else I wanted to ask you too, Ace. Do you know about the compass feature for the bosses?
Like it tells you if it's a pendant or crystal.
So
is that what you mean?
if you have the compass for a dungeon and you pull up your map, it will actually tell you what boss it is.
What? That's a thing?
Yeah.
You didn't know?
When did that get added? I did not know that.
It is actually new, and
I mean, it's
wouldn't-
like 6 months, I want to say they put that in or something ago, 6 months ago.
Oh.
Yeah, but when did we ever use it? So it's new.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough, Dak. Yeah.
Again, nobody likes boss shuffle for some reason, so I don't ever get to play it. Okay, that would be good to know. I probably wouldn't have went to Trinex. I probably wouldn't have went to Argus without the hook shot.
You probably still would have went to Argus because I don't think you would have been able to decipher that one at the time. But
I had everything but the keys.
The Trinex one hurt. I don't know if you had the compass dice.
Because I didn't have any
Right.
keys from chest, so I needed to get when I checked my map before. Because that whole thing was a kind of a fiasco. Because I like bomb jumped over to go to like to Ice Tea, and then I was like, wait, I don't have a small key because I haven't gotten any small keys yet, which means both remaining items have to be small keys behind the big key in Ice Tea. So I need to leave.
Okay, right.
And I was like, well, maybe it's a crystal anyway, because I didn't have the map for that.
Yeah, I don't think you had the compass though either. To see if you have to.
Oh,
have
I
the
might
compass
not have.
too.
You're right, because the compasses were shuffled. Duh.
But you definitely had the one to
Good
Meyer
call.
though, so that
Yeah.
that was definitely like the most painful of the exchange. And then that's kind of why I thought your issue with Laser Bridge was whether or not you were like trying to make sure you were okay, like going to the boss, or if it was because you didn't have the ice rod because it looked like you were gonna leave or stay.
That's exactly. I was trying to go there and like hedge my bets on like, well, that's the other one that I did the same thing as Swamp. I was like, well, what if it's the other Trinex? What if it's the second Trinex and Ice Rod's like in Super Bunny? Like, I want to save my portal, but that maybe doesn't make sense there. So I was like, do I want to take the safety door? Do I want to? I honestly wanted to go back to the front of the dungeon if that was the case, just to get to Super Bunny faster, probably. Because I need to do another mountain climb anyway, and whatever. But
And then you scared the death out of me for almost getting death hold, but you know that looked really close.
I had some close calls.
All right, but yeah, definitely remember that one for the next time. It's
Okay,
It's kind of
yeah,
it's
I
kind of
will.
huge, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, clear that in this one, I had trouble with all the bosses, even like Vanilla Mothula, and that's probably what pulled dazedcloud ahead more than anything. Game knowledge and execution over the Ice Rat hunt that clearly took both of us a long time.
It was in a gross spot. I mean, you got that book in a weird spot, and then the mirror was in desert, so like you really had no incentive ever to go to Bombo's tablet. And then the game also told you, Swamp was a pendant real early, so you had even extra incentive never to go there.
Yeah, I almost, you know what? It was really funny. I got really excited at that mirror because I was like, is this my go mode? I don't need a hook shot. I can Moldorm bounce. And I was like, wait a minute. It's probably not a Moldorm. Then that means I can't Moldorm bounce, so I really need the hook shot.
Oh, it was Moldorm too. Oh man.
And then it was, yeah. And I didn't.
I never
Just to rub
considered
it in
that.
at the end.
If people that don't hover do bounce, yeah.
If you pulled out a Moldorm bounce on an 8-eyed Moldorm, I just would have clapped. I just would have been like, "Good, well done, sir. Well done. You deserve this."
Awesome. We can run it back and do it again.
No,
I mean,
no, we're
I'll
good.
stay
I'm
in the
good.
booth,
I'm
like,
good.
I don't
I've
mind.
had my 2 with Ace. I've had my 2 with Ace. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
man.
I'm good. Thank you.
I wanna see that 3-heart green metal hammer blind one more time.
Oh,
Oh,
what did I?
Well, I guess it wasn't even 3-heart. Yeah, it was one for you.
one heart Samaria just was like, I'm just gonna throw blocks at him and see if I get lucky, and you know, I made it. I think past the first phase. I don't know. It was just a silly seed, man. Just a silly seed.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for doing all the restreaming and stuff like that. I'm gonna go eat lunch.
Enjoy your lunch, man. Thanks for the great race.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you. GG again.
Anything else you want to add, Ace? Do you want to go get dinner?
Sure. Where are you gonna go?
Dude, I don't know, man. There's like this great spot up by Flute Spot 2 that I really like. They serve
Yeah, we
like
can-
boba.
And McBoss.
Get him at boss, yeah. No, but yeah, just gonna echo what Dave said. Thanks for commentary and tracking and everything. Seed was fun in spite of it being kind of a mess. Looking forward to my last couple group races. Hopefully, can keep up at least a winning record and make it in. But I'm in good shape right now. I think. Just need to take one from Red Kitsune, one of the two, and I'll be fine. I think.
I think so too. But yeah, definitely. Good luck to you, man. And again, thanks for the good
Yeah,
race.
thanks.
Make sure to give our runners a follow.
All right, well, I suppose that'll wrap us up here this evening. Do we have any like amazing stuff going on later tonight? You know, maybe
I got Group Z over on SG2 that's going to be starting up right now.
yeah, it's literally starting in like exactly like 1 minute. So you guys should literally leave here and go watch SpeedGaming 2 right now. It's starting in 1 minute. Actually starting now. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.
Yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.